He says he was bullied, beaten, and bloodied, not by criminals, but by cops. And tonight, that man says he's fighting to make sure they pay the price for what they did.
Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones has the shocking surveillance video that sheriff's officials don't want to talk about.
Fernando Davis says drinking and driving sent him to jail, but it was sheriff's deputies that sent him to the emergency room.
They have to pay for what they've done.
Just what they did is being fought over here at federal court in downtown Detroit. This story begins March 24th, 2009, the night of Davis's birthday.
Called my cousin and I had asked him, did he want to have a couple of drinks with me? And he said yes.
And after a few hours at the bar, Davis made a decision that he knows was wrong. He got into his car and started driving home. He didn't get into an accident, but he did get pulled over by a state trooper who arrested him for operating while intoxicated. Davis says he should have been.
And you know how, people drive under the influence and cause deaths, but, I understood.
So you felt like you deserved to be there?
Yeah.
And so with a blood alcohol level of 0.19, more than twice the legal limit, Davis was taken to the Genesee County Jail. Surveillance video from that night tells the story. Video the sheriff's office at first said didn't exist, but later produced when Davis's lawyers learned it did. Deputies booked Davis, then brought him to a general holding cell with other inmates. It shows him first standing and then sitting. Not long after, deputies came to move him to a room they call the safety cell.
Their argument was for his safety, and they say that they were there to help him. And you could see on the video that's a strange way of helping.
The jail video shows Davis walking into the one-man cell. He appears to be listening to the officers. It's hard to tell if he's talking because the cameras recorded no audio. After a few seconds, Davis steps forward, putting his hand against the wall, and then suddenly, deputies swarm him.
My eyesight was taken away. I had no control over my body. I don't know what they did to me, but they were laughing about it. That's the hurting part of it.
Davis couldn't see at the time because deputies pepper sprayed him. When they were done, he can be seen motionless and appears unconscious.
They just took him down and just beat him and beat him and beat him and kicked him and sprayed him and kicked him and sprayed him for no reason.
When Davis got up, he seemed disoriented, unsteady, and in pain. After being released hours later, his wife took him to the emergency room. Doctors found swelling in his head, bruised ribs, and torn or pulled muscles. Repeated phone calls to Genesee County Sheriff Robert Pickell about the conduct of his deputies have been ignored.
These police officers are still there, and I wonder why. Because the undersheriff endorses their behavior. Seeing that videotape, and he says there's nothing wrong. I mean, nothing is done to them, and the scary thing is how many other people this happened to.
Perhaps one reason the sheriff didn't want to explain what happened that night, because his deputies' versions, under oath in sworn depositions, don't square with what's seen on the department's own video. Tonight at 11, they swore to tell the truth, but did they? I'm Ross Jones. We'll see you at 11.
Yes, we will.